Sky, girl before the light, like a crying for the moon. Never-ending round, forgot what I want. Never felt my heart to me. That's why I go forward, don't look back. I can't believe in the path I'm on. Faith, pride, so what do I have to be? Sacred fires, never stop, just go. I don't care how many more stars again. Fear in the pale fire, I'm going out where eyes I can. I hope my path will be a guideline for someone to follow. The roar of the spark. That burns my eyes. What a strange descent. Sound becomes hot again. Never-ending wide. Forgot what I want. Is this Arcadia? I don't know what's right for the world. Oh, I may have lost my way. There's no reason to down in and out. So I do. Never stop, just go. I don't care how many more stars again. Here in the pale fire, I'm going out for eyes I can. I hope my path will be a guideline for someone to follow. The roar of the spark. Flux words, this motion with my colors. Fear in the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can to keep the glow alive. Under the sacred fires, never stop, just go. I don't care how many more stars again. Yeah, fear in the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can. It will be endless. Hoping to build the world with all kinds of pride.
Good morning. morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning. Beautiful Tuesday morning. Chat, it's Tuesday. You know what that means? I'm super excited. I ordered some stuff off eBay a few days ago. I ordered 10 Mark II Marines. Not in box, but that's not a problem at all. And some Kit Bash parts for the Chaos Army. There's a custom character who I, unfortunately, was not able to get some of the other parts in time, so we had to get them separately off eBay. But it's all fixed now. Oh, it is St. Patrick's Day. Holy! Happy St. Patrick's Day. Got all the snakes out of Ireland. They're murdering pagans, Ebenezer. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What did you write, Slostrat? Wake up, liberal. I said wake up. I made you breakfast. I love you. Liberal. Wake up, liberal. Wake up. Mwah. Oh, man. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's beautiful when the world unites on a certain thing. And the thing that the world is united on today is clowning on NVIDIA for their stupid AI filter shit. Every single game company I have seen on social media has made some sort of post in regards to it. Every single person, at least in my circles, is talking shit on it. It would be an embarrassing day if you worked at NVIDIA, at like a high-ranking position. It would be a very embarrassing day today. It's actually midnight for me? Oh. Happy midnight. Good evening. How are you? Since St. Patty's Day, does that mean we should try to fight the Daughters of Cain in AOS? That's funny. That is funny. Is there any other fact? Well, Soul Blight Gravelords has some snakes. I guess you could loop them into the mix. Loop them in there. What other factions got some snakes? Alpha Legion's got the Hydras, but that doesn't really count. I guess it's kind of a snake motif in some of their helmets and stuff, but I don't know. Paint Fulgrim. I don't have Fulgrim. We're not painting today, chat. We're assembling minis. The Chaos Marines have, for too long, been armless and headless and backpackless. But we have to assemble a few more bodies. We've got some Khorne Berserkers, a couple regular Chaos Legionaries, and then we should have everything that we need. We're going to build up their torsos with their legs and then put them on the bases. And then that's where we're going to leave them as we decide, all right, now it's time to start mixing and matching arms and stuff. Fulgrim is snack? Yeah. So, Fulgrim's body... Okay, Fulgrim's body is really strange. Because when you look at his body, from far away you go, oh, it's a snake. But when you look closer, he doesn't have any scales. It's just skin. So, it almost looks like a sort of eel. It's really creepy. Dark Eldar has some snake guys. That's true. That's true. They got some snake guys. Or are they Zotes? Are Zotes still a thing in 40k? Zote. 40k. What are the Zote? It's a thing from fantasy that they brought over to 40k. A lot of things that are in 40k and you go, what is this thing? Why does it have a mini? Most likely you can go like, oh, it was a thing from fantasy that they brought over. Speaking of eels, I'm painting my Ideneth Spearhead. Ooh! I don't know anything about Ideneth other than their general aesthetic and that they are, like, one of the most difficult armies to actually play. It's a lot of strategizing. I actually don't know their mechanic. Let's look this up. Wahapedia. Wahapedia, my beloved. AOS. No, not Horus Heresy. I think 30k Fulgrim had scales, but I think he peeled them off to feel more like Cenobites. Very Slaneshi. That's cool. And you are correct. I remember watching a lot of tutorials on how to paint the Horus Heresy Fulgrim. Because my ass is sitting here going like, yeah, maybe one day. No, never. Ain't no way I'm gonna get fucking 30k Fulgrim. Are you crazy? Are you insane? Alright, what we got? Not Luminev. Ideneth Deepkin. What are your thoughts on the Alpha Legion's drip? I love the color. I think the color of the Alpha Legion is awesome. The general like snake helmets that you see here, I can pull up the thing. Horus Heresy. No, not the Horus. Fuck off AI overview. Oh my god. This shit is so annoying. Let me pull up their helmets. Well, here's their Mark 6 helms. And these are pretty cool. I like these. Those are pretty sick. But, like, I don't know. Oh, here we go. It's the Mark 4 helmets that I think of where I'm like, ew. Like, I don't like the fangs. The fangs are really goofy. I think the fangs are really silly. Zotes seem to be that one model in Blackstone Fortress board game and the one Blood Bowl team. Yeah, they're a thing in fantasy though. They're like creatures of the forest. Like deep in Athel-Loren. I think the Tyranids ate them. You know what? That's valid. The men of iron are taking my job. I wish Alpha were more green than blue, to be honest. They almost look like Ultramarines. I disagree, and that's only because Ultramarines in GW's art style are so dark. Like, let's go to Evi Archive. Like, if we go to... I think there should be one for Ultramarines in here. No, there's not. Ultramarines. Here we go. Like, Ultras are much darker. Like, much darker blue than, Alpha Legion. Oh, look, you can see the 3D scans. That's cute. If I recall, in very old lore, Zotes were Tyranid diplomats. That's hilarious. I feel like we should have a Legion that's bright green. Salamander. Here you go. Here's your bright-ass green. Hold on, there's one Marine you can look for. I think it's the Intercessor kit. Intercessor. Oh, there's a C in there. Never mind. Where is it? Yeah, it's this one. Okay, look at the 3D scan lines on this Marine's arm there. Isn't that crazy? It's fun when you can notice this stuff. I saw someone like a couple months ago, I think. No, it wasn't that long ago. I saw somebody relatively recently talking about this. They're like, oh my god, there's 3D scans and GW gives us shit for blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, they 3D print their own figures because A, it's a test, and B, they need to paint them early for the promotional material. Like, of course they 3D print their own files. Of course they do. A Kellyan green and Aethermatic blue 1-to-1. Shade Glaze Achillean Green and Ultramarines Blue 1-1. Edge Highlight and Scratches with Stormhost Silver. That's how the Evi Archive, or the Evi Metal team paints it. I need to push my cuticles back today. Ironically, even though I'm a Blood Angels player, because I'm a redhead, I actually look my best when wearing Dark Angels colors. That's because of contrasting colors. Color wheel. Are you ready? Are you ready? Watch this. Watch this. It's happening again. You see how they're opposite? They're contrasting. So you jump out more. I look pretty good in most colors because my hair is like brown. It's like a pretty dark brown. But if I wear green, it goes really nicely because green and brown are kind of earthy tones. So if you pair those together, they go really well. My yucky brown hair, I can't wear anything. Actually, if you have a neutral tone hair, you can wear pretty much anything you fucking want. Do you ever think they'll make an Imperial Knights army, or what are your thoughts on them in general? What do you mean? They already did. Do you mean for Heresy? Because that's also a thing in Heresy. Oh, I'll make an Imperial... I misread your comment. An army? No. Would I like to get one knight, maybe an armiger or two, and paint it? Yeah, probably. I could not see myself doing a whole faction of knights. That's just not a thing I want to really do. It's not a thing that calls to me. More 3D scans. More 3D scans. It's really on their, like their biceps, you can see it. Oh, and there too, on the collar. I have black hair, so I basically wear white or black. Yep. Oh, and they freehand the symbols because they don't have the transfers made yet. Well, at the time of when this kit was made, they probably didn't have the transfers made yet. So a lot of this is probably freehanded. Wow. Goodness, GW, get it together. Yeah, you know what? GW, you're fucking pathetic. Grifter thumbnail, 3D scan, large red arrow pointing at it. My avatar, like, looking really mad and having my arms crossed. Video title some shit like, Games Workshop is about to go bankrupt! Like 18 exclamation points. I really want to kit bash a Chaos Knight someday. Yeah, Chaos Knights feel more fun to me. And it's not because, like, oh, Chaos is much cooler. It's just, as a kit bashing project, it would be really, really neat. See, like, this is cool. I like the scale motif that they have. I'm a big fan of the scales. Very cool. Dude, I love when people come to our Horus Heresy videos and they go to the Horus one and they timestamp the point where I say, like, yeah, Horus was the first one found, and they go, wrong already. Do you do this? Do you just go to lore YouTubers and, like, is this your thing? Also, there's I intentionally did not say who was actually found first because it's more of a surprise. I heard a guy took a rat skull scan to make a Nurgle Vermin war dog. That's cool. That's really cool. Oh, I sent this to my buddy the other day. I apologize I don't have the artist on hand. But this is awesome. This is really cool. Very neat. We're going to look up the Ideneth rules because I actually don't know. Once per battle round, you can use a title ability from either Tides of the Sea or Tides of the Storm. If you do so, you unlock the next ability in the same column in the next battle round. Ah! Okay. So your Tides of the Sea. Subtract 1 from hit rolls. So target that did not use a charge ability in the same turn. Okay, that's very Lumineth, like, hold the line. If you use a concealing tide. Yeah, you have to go down the column, but you can switch. That's really interesting. So the second one in this column for the Tides of the Sea. For the rest of the battle round, friendly Ideneth Deepkin units can use run abilities and still shoot and or charge later in the turn. That's really good. Friendly Ideneth Deepkin units have strike first for the rest of the turn. That's pretty cool. And then the Tides of the Storm. Remove the target from the battlefield and set it up. You can deep strike. Deep strike. That's fucking crazy. Inexorable Tide. Subtract 1 from the rend characteristic of weapons used for attacks that target friendly Ideneth Deepkin units for the rest of the battle round. And finally, Storm's Wrath. Friendly Ideneth Deepkin melee units have crit and mortal for the rest of the turn. Okay, this is a really cool mechanic. This is really cool. And the fact you can switch, but you have to... You can either use Swift Tide or switch columns and use Unpredictable Tide. Yeah. So you have to start over, but that could be interesting because you could... Okay, here's the first battle round, all right? I'm actually going to use Tides of the Storm. I'm doing my Deep Strike. Okay, well, it's battle round 2. All right, I'm actually switching to Tides of the Sea, and we're doing the Concealing Tide, and then we're going to go down this column till the end of the game. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Gloomby Skit's army rule is really fun with the changing moon phases. I agree. Good morning, Necktie. Good morning. You're welcome, paid scales and salamander armor. True. Battle formations. Namarti Core. Surge forward. Reroll run rolls and charge rolls for friendly Namarti units while they are wholly within 12 inches of a friendly Achelian unit. Isharan Council. Add 1 to casting rolls. Okay, so you get better casting rolls, Isharan ritual rolls, and lure light rolls for friendly Isharan units while they are within combat ranges of any other friendly Isharan units. I don't know what an Isharan is, but I'm assuming it's some sort of council or caster. Achelian Beastmasters, ferocious predators. Add 1 to the hit rolls for combat attacks made with companion weapons by friendly Achelian. Oh, do you want to just have your eel mounts just rip and tear? Here you go. Soul Raid Ambushers fade like mist when using the Unpredictable Tide ability, which is the Deep Strike. You can pick up to 2 eligible targets instead of 1. Also, chat, there is nothing that says you have to switch over only once, which means you could do Unpredictable Tide. Okay, Battle Round 2, I'm using Concealing Tide. Okay, Battle Round 3, I'm using Unpredictable Tide again. There is nothing that says that's crazy. So, turn 1 and 3, every other turn you can fucking Deep Strike. But you won't be able to get, like, anything from tier 2 or 3 from either of the tides. That's crazy. Hi, Sky. Have fun assembling today. It's going to be fun. It'll be tedious, but it'll be fun. Quick question on Will's behalf. Will we see the Fallen Dude get assembled today? Not today, but his parts are coming in today. I have all of his parts except his head and his body. So not today. All right. Deep Sea Stalkers. Outflank the enemy. While a friendly INET Deepkin unit is wholly within 9 inches of a battlefield edge, subtract 1 from the hit rolls that target that unit if it is not charged, and add 2 to the move characteristic of that unit. That's a weird one. So, move up the battlefield edge. Interesting. Interesting. They move faster, and you're incentivized to not... Okay. But this is like your army rules. So like that's not your army rule, your detachment. Earth Sea Predators. Sorry, Ether Sea Predators. Blood in the Water. If any friendly or enemy units were destroyed this turn, pick a friendly Achillean Alopex unit that has been destroyed to be the target. Set up a replacement unit identical to the target wholly within 9 inches of a battlefield edge and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. But it costs a command point. End of any turn. Okay, do you want to make Ideneth into a horde army? Here you fucking go. Holy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. You get your artifacts and your heroic traits. Okay. I think I understand Ideneth now. And yeah, I could definitely see that being really complicated. Wait a second. Did I read that right? Hold on. Does Wahapedia now have Path to Glory? So oh! Dude, Wahapedia. Yes, man. Yes, we've got the Path to Glory rules now in here. Yes. Yes, man. Yes. That's amazing. Fantastic. That's so cool. I wish I could play the tabletop, but I also like having some money. Yeah. There are more affordable games to get into, like Kill Team, while still being Warhammer. Kill Team, Spearhead, yada, yada, yada. But, no, I feel you. I feel you. I remember you guys talking about Trench Crusade. I was wondering if you have a favorite faction you like lore-wise. Mine, Iron Sultanate, 5,000 Homunculus. We recorded a Trench Crusade video like a year or two ago when it was like first like really coming out. And the recording for that is... We're not using it. Let's just put it that way. Because it's now horrifically out of date. But I'm going to get John to get me a new script. And we're going to go from there. We're going to go from there. But, yeah. Trench Crusade video. I mean, like, it was part of the milestones, you know? How do I... Where is it? Hold on. I wanted to make a... Not a widget, but what's it? What are they called? I wanted to make like a thing that came up occasionally. I guess I can do this later. But I have a throne. I have a throne. If you don't know what a throne is, it's like a... I guess it's just like a thing where you make like a wish list and people can like order stuff for you. But I guess it's like hella into, like, obviously not giving your information. I can set this up later. Always try to say it pops off so GW actually tries for something because of competition. I have unfortunate news for you. Even though Trench Crusade is insanely popular, it is never going to be Warhammer popular. And I don't mean that as, like, a competition thing. I mean that as, like, whatever your favorite tabletop thing is that is not GW, and you're like, I hope this gets as popular as Warhammer or like gives them some actual competition. Never the default state of where tabletop wargaming is. It's GW at the stop, at the very tippy top, power gap. Everything else. In terms of money, in terms of success, especially now. And that's not me going like, fuck Trench Crusade. That's me just being like, that's the reality of things. I don't know, because Trench Crusade here. Okay, the biggest advantage that GW has is that they market to all audiences. They're marketing to not only adults who are really into the grimdark shit, but they're also marketing to kids and like teenagers. This is why Space Marines are such bright colors. This is why the rats are so funny. They are marketing to general audiences. This is why you see so much more representation in things like Warhammer, especially now. Because it's cool to see something that you want to get into and go, hey, that character is just like me. But unfortunately, the Trench Crusade people have definitely gone way more into the whole grimdark aesthetic. You can't market that to kids. That's not saying that kids won't get into it, but I'm talking general audiences. Warhammer becomes inclusive. Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Inclusivity is never a bad thing. That's why there's Warhammer Kids books. Yep, there's 3 of them for both AOS and 40K, I believe. I think there's 3 for each. I haven't read those books, but I do have a morbid curiosity, and apparently, like characters die, and I'm like, what? Huh? I work at a shop that sells Warhammer. The customers range from 14-year-olds to retirees. Yep. And also, you're going to see this with a lot of companies that have been around for a long time. You see it with, I saw people discussing it in regards to Star Trek. And like just anything that's been around for a long time and has like a really old fan base. So in this case, let's keep it to Warhammer. The marketing will go towards younger audiences because that's where the money is. This is why rules will become more simplified. This is why the things that are guaranteed to sell well, hello Space Marines, will be pushed harder and harder and harder. Every single decision that happens with Games Workshop is a calculated business decision that has to get approved by... And I'm not talking about lore. I'm talking about, like, the miniatures exclusively. Everything is a business decision. The 11th edition box is most likely going to be Space Marines versus Orcs on Armageddon. And that is a business decision because Space Marines are really popular. You know what else is really popular? Orcs. Very, very, very popular. You could argue Troll Slayer in the Slayer series is appropriate for young adults onwards due to Gotrek's truth he speaks about elves. I don't know about that one. Apparently, the kids' books are voiced by David Tennant. Yep. And, who's the... I can't remember her name. Hold on. AOS kids' books. What is it? Where is it? Warhammer Adventures, that's what it is. Warhammer Adventures audiobook. Billy Piper, that's her name. She reads the Age of Sigmar kids ones. So David Tennant does the 40K, Billy Piper does the Age of, AOS ones. That's adorable. That's really cute. They kill kids in the first book and added the most lore-breaking Necron artifact possible, which just lets Necrons pop their minds into human bodies. That's nuts. That's crazy. I mean, that's a reverse of a thing that Necrons used to have, which was a thing called pariahs. Nope, different pariah. But they would make people into Necrons. Now, this was during the time where the Catan were worshipped as gods and all Necrons were, like, mindless. They didn't have any personality or whatever. So before 5th edition, basically. 40K Kids book still sounds like an oxymoron sometimes. I mean, let's be 100% real, because it does make sense. Because what are we... Chat, we're assembling toys today. Like, at the end of the day, it's night. But at the end of the day, we are playing with toys. You could say they're miniatures, you could say they're action figures, whatever, but we are playing we are painting toys and playing pretend with each other. That is what we're doing. And that's not a bad thing. War dollies, toy players. Imagination is a powerful thing, and that's why these war games are so successful. Some people like them for the strategy. Some people like them for the imaginative world. Some people like them just because it's fun. We have some breaking news from the Warhammer community. We have a rumor engine. Feet. Some sort of terrain piece. Definitely for 40K, that's the Aquila. Excuse me. And we also have how to ally the new custodians to your Horus Heresy army. The big question, who do you fight for? Because if it's Horus, we've got bad news. The Legio Custodes were unfappably? What? Unflappably? What? They were loyal. It wouldn't even think about joining the traitor cause. For the loyalists, it's as simple as adding an allied detachment to your army, which gives you a command slot for your shield captain and plenty of troop slots for your custodian, sentinel guards, sodalites. Normally, you would be able to take one auxiliary detachment and contain either a dreadnought or a grav tank and need logistical benefit to fit either in, but the Legion Custodes have access to a new prime advantage, Prefect, which gives them the shield captain, the officer of the line 2 ability, and an extra wound as a bonus, so you can have more room to expand your force later. All base wounds characteristic of +1. Wait. All models in the unit selected to fill a prime slot with this prime advantage modify their base wounds characteristic by +1 and gain officer of the line 2. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's what they just described. But I thought this was a thing that they just innately had. Okay, it's a thing you can put them on. Ava, it's a real word. It's a silly fucking word. The only thing you need to remember is that half of your army's points can be used in allied detachments, so don't go over. Spending the might of the Legio Custodes doesn't come cheap. With a 6-strong solidity of Custodian Guard consisting nearly as much as 3 tactical squads. Why? Why would you want these Paragons in your army to begin with? Well, because of the unassailable fact that they look amazing. The raw power of the average Custodian is hard to match elsewhere in the Imperium's roster. They can split Terminators in two with a single sweep and resist an ungodly amount of return fire, with even the most basic Custodian possessing a rare Eternal Warrior 1 rule that cuts down on the damage they suffer. Though perfectly capable of ranged combat, it's in the melee that the Legio Custodes truly shine. And there are a few better duelists for dunking on your opponent's Praetor in challenges than a shield captain. Their gleaming Eternity blades are as nimble as they are deadly. With an initiative modifier and duelist edge 1 on their stacked profile, the Custodians get access to 4 special gambits for ultimate fighting flexibility. Want to play it safe and ward off the opponent's blows? Adopt the Stone Aegis stance and bump up your toughness even higher. Time to hack down the enemy in a single lethal chop. The World Serpent's Blade will do nice. Okay, let's look at this. This gambit modifies the model's toughness by +1, but causes wounds tests to be made. Cause wound tests made for it to fail on a 1 or 2. This gambit limits a model to 1 attack, but sets that attack's damage characteristic to the model's remaining wounds. Oh my god. A single attack. Well, why not open with that? You fucking open with the World Serpent's Bane. You got like 5 wounds, and then you just fucking, you know? We also can't ignore that their presence is a big narrative win for your army, who must be on a pretty special mission for the Legio Custodes to show up. It's the kind of prestige traitor armies just can't replicate. If you need any further reasons to bring the Legio Custodes into your army, then you clearly haven't been looking at them enough. Check out our initial reveal again, and be back on Saturday to get your pre-orders in. Cool. Neat. Feet. Interesting. Chat, it's very cold. I'm gonna go turn up the heat, and then we'll get assembling. Okay. Unfortunately, for people who have their characters submitted, we're not doing characters just yet. We have to get the rank and file. We got berserkers to assemble, so let's get all the berserkers and let's get everything that we need assembled now. Okay, legionaries, 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 Zerkers, Slanesh. Did I assemble all the Slaneshis? Did I? We'll know if we see, like... rubrics. I forgot about the rubrics. Oh my god, I forgot about the rubrics. We did. We assembled the Slaneshis, Zerker, rubric. Look at that plastic. Yup. I submitted a name. I don't know what kind of character people are being assigned. Is something that we could request / submit? No. If you just have the, like, name a model, that's just going to be random. Let me just get organized here. Cool chat, there's more plastic. Rubrics, Slanesh, Death Guard, Night Lords, Possessed. Okay, those are irrelevant to us. I remember I assembled 5 Cornzerkers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. These are all the sprues that we'll need. Okay. Okay. Also, Chad, I assembled something last night. Vivi was very kind and provided me a Victrix squad. Pretty cool. I like them. Also, Chaos Lord, whose hammer snapped off and I had to fix. I am finding that resin, while it is very powerful, Jesus Christ, it snaps very, very hard. Like the face guard. Yeah, the Aquila, like, on the face. It's awesome, right? It's really cool. I still have yet to find my Games Workshop painting handle. I have no idea where it went. Alright. Let's start by looking for... Alright, well, we're not going to use this sprue right now. We just need the legs and the arms. Arms? No, we need the legs and the fucking torsos, bro. Alright, what part is this? 51. Let's look for part 51 in here. This is sort of an unorthodox way of assembling your minis, but that's alright. 51, part 51. $31. I guarantee I missed it. 65, 61, 57. We need 51. Okay. 51. Where is 51? Am I just blind? Yeah, probably. 21. 31. 40. 45. Ah, here we are. 51. Here we go. This guy. Okay. Let's cut out all the pieces that we'll need, which is just the chest and legs. I was thinking about batch painting yesterday, and I was like, I think painting these guys is actually going to be really easy. 52. Wow, really on his toe, huh? And then 53, which is right here. And then 54, which is right. Huh? It's not on a whole other sprue, is it? No, it can't be. No, this is a wrong body. What the fuck? Eh? 54. Where the fuck is 54? It's a leg that's like running, but it's not this one, right? No. No. Huh? Thinking of buying those red Corsair models? I would buy those secondhand or through a local game store because they look very expensive for what they are. It's like the price of a full squad of 10 for 5 models. Now, for what they do, that might be worth it to you because they've got the infiltrator shit. But personally speaking, I think it's a bit much. That's not saying I will never get them. But that's me going, ooh, I'm hesitating. Numbers hard. Well, the placement is the hard part with these things. I also need a new knife soon. I do have... Oh, I think I used my last one, so I need to order a new one. I really hate the 5 only rule for special units. Yeah, it's annoying, but I mean, I'd rather a squad of 5 than a squad of 3 like Victrix have. Like, it seems that Chaos Marines are getting squads of 5 for their special rule stuff, whereas Space Marines are just getting... You get 3. You can double up, but you have a maximum of 6 in one squad. Whoops, don't want to do that yet. Getting all mixed up, turned upside down. $52. Wait. I already had cut the part that I needed. Oh. Isn't that fun? That's why I couldn't find it. It literally wasn't here. Like Noise Marines and Flawless Blades come in squads of 6. Yeah, but that's like thematic. That's Slanesh. That's the number. I'm fine if it's thematic. It's just a little weird when it's like, here's a squad of 6. I love plastic. It's so much easier to work with than resin. Is this got any extra fiddly bits on it? No. It's just this. Which Core Knight unit is your favorite? Honestly, the Zerkers. The Lord on Juggernaut is probably my favorite character out of it, but as far as the like baseline units go, yeah, Zerkers are pretty high up there. I don't like 8-bound. I don't like the Slaughterbound. I think Jackals suck. I hate Jackals. Where are the bases? Where did I put those? Aha! If you think Jackals suck, then you suck. I don't know what Jackals are. I could show you them. I can show you a Jackal. Also, good morning, Lou. Let me show you a Jackal. I'll show you one I painted. This is Jackal. They're just like cultists. They're just corn cultists, that's all they are. He's cute, he sucks. This is my son, I hate him. $47.48. Any extra fiddly bits on him? No. Okay. Why don't you love me, Dad? I'll be anything you want me to be. I want you to be better. Visually, I hate you. Rules-wise, I hate you. Father, what is my purpose? What are my rules? You sit on the home objective and do nothing for the rest of the game. Oh, yeah. Fuck off. I really want stickies to just be a thing that every unit has in 40k, please. It's really cool when I'm playing AOS that I can just have all of my units doing things and I don't need to include some shitty fuck-ass like cultist to just sit on my objective at home. Now, that's a bad example because cultists in 40k do have stickies. But you get what I mean. You just gestured at all of me. Yes. Yes, I did. dry for a bit. Piece 57. I think we may already have made this one. Wait. Incorrect. Good morning if you're on the West Coast. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Check if I'm wrong. The only unique cultists in the game are from Chaos Space Marine gets unique cultists that are just like undivided whatevers. Jackals are world eaters. And Thousand Suns and Emperor's Children don't have access to cultists. Is that right? I just built 30 Chaos Space Marines, lol. We're gonna end off this whole fucking thing with like 100 bodies. I did the math. Wait, does this have fiddly bits? It does. 61. Oh. And 62. That says ought to have cultists considering all the magic bullshit they need to enter the Materium. Yeah. What's the final count of the minis we've painted? On stream? In terms of Chaos Space Marines? Three. We have Legionary. Possessed. And this guy was a test, but we'll finish him at some point. The conveyor belt of painting is gonna go so smooth, chat. I promise. It'll go so smooth. In terms of total, we finished Calgar on stream. We finished Sergeant Jovan, who I might touch up later today. Not on stream, though. 5 Terminators, and like half of a homing beacon for Terminators. Everyone I could do, pretty solid. Thank you. I just needed, like, I wanted to paint something, but I kind of didn't want to paint the CSM before we at least had all the bodies assembled. Because then I didn't want to keep going back and forth between, oh, we're painting today, and then, oh, we're building today, and yada, 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 you know? Like, I'd rather just get it done. Couple streams is going to be building. Maybe. Unless I get bored of building, and then I switch to painting a Ultramarine or something. Again, I'm a big advocate for you should always have 2 projects. Because if I spent the last couple streams just building these guys, I'd be so bored. I'd be so bored, chat. Oh my god. I'd be so fucking bored. I'd be like, you know what? I don't even want to do this anymore. But I didn't do that. I spent some time painting some Ultramarines. And that made me happy. I bought myself a Chaos Rhino. What should I know about its rules? You put Legionaries inside it, and then you drive it up to the field, and then the Legionaries get out. That's it. Or Chosen. How's the music check? Can you hear it? Or do I need to turn it up slightly? Oh, this connection point gives me anxiety. But it'll be fine. Yeah, you want to go there, don't you? Good volume IMO? It's good? Okay. Okay. And then how does this go on? It doesn't actually show. That's cool. That's really neat. GW. I love that. How is this supposed to go on? Like that, I think. So there's nothing special about the Rhino? No. It can shoot, but I don't know why you would want it to do that. I mean, you can give it a special loadout, but that special loadout doesn't really do anything. You bought a car. Worst glue accident so far? This captain has a 3D printed head because when I glued the normal head in, I wanted to make sure it was really secure. So I took some plastic glue and like went around the collar to make sure it was really in there. And I flooded his face so it completely gunked up all of the details. So I asked VV for a replacement helmet that she very kindly provided. And yeah, that was a really bad one. I mean, it's a Rhino. It's already cool. Yeah, I mean, like, you bought a Rhino. Like, but if you're expecting for, like, it could, like, do a drift. Like, no, it's just, it's a Rhino. It's all reliable, you know? 66. You can make it look all chaosy and stuff. That's pretty fun. The name like Rhino, you think they'd have a charge ability or something. Nope. Nope, just a fancy name for a car. This is not a thing exclusive to Rhinos or even Chaos. There's gonna be, like, a bunch of units that's like, this is the Murder Claw. And then you actually, like, look at its rules and it's like, it's a car that transports some stuff. I mean, it's a good transport. Don't get me wrong. It's a Rhino. They're reliable. Most Chaos lists I see of people posting about, they include 1 or 2 Rhinos because it's a mobile armored vehicle that you can put your valuable troops inside. If I don't want these legionaries to get hit, I'm going to put them in the Rhino, and then I'm going to drive them up the board, and then dump them off, and then if I have, if that Rhino is still around, here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to, let's say this is the Rhino. I'm going to park it in such a way that it blocks incoming fire. Let's say I didn't put some Terminators in. I didn't put Terminators in, or I didn't put my Chosen in that Rhino, right? That Rhino's job is to now basically block incoming fire until it blows up. But now your enemy has to make a decision. Do I want to spend the resources and the time blowing up that Rhino, which isn't a terribly difficult thing to do, but if they don't have an anti-tank, then it's going to actually be kind of difficult. So either you ignore it, or you do something about it. You can put the... Can Terminators fit in a Rhino? No. They can go in Land Raiders. Land Raiders can carry Rhinos. Rhinos are for things like your Chosen or your Possessed. Wait, can Possessed go in a Rhino? I don't think they can. Never mind. But it's a good way to get your pretty slow Space Marines up the field in a quick time. So that you can be like, haha, they are now in your face. Because where Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines really shine is in melee. Like, the bolters and stuff are there for, like, covering. But frankly, like, melee is where you want to be. I think you accidentally said Land Raiders carry Rhinos. They carry Terminators. You understand what I'm trying to say. Listen, if you're live streaming, you're going to misspeak. It happens. How the... Oh. Like that. I bought unit troop models if you don't count dreadnoughts, so I thought getting a basic tank for a change. If you wanted a tank, I'm not saying you've made a wrong purchase. Every list in CSM or like any chaos thing usually has a Rhino. You have not made a bad purchase. I would actually argue you've made a required purchase. But if you want like a proper tank, you're looking for Predators. A Predator Annihilator is fucking scary. It is a threat your opponent will have to deal with. Have you heard Sabaton music? Yeah, it's aight. I like some of their songs, but I am not a huge fan of, like, a lot of their stuff. I just find a lot of it just kind of sounds the same. Ah! This is what I was worried about. Makes sense? Yeah.
It's not a big deal. We can handle it. I don't have to think about it. What we need to do is clear. Don't you think? I don't know any other answer than yeah. I don't need to know.
That's 4. We got one more to make, chat. Wait. We missed a piece. 70. Where is 70? There it is. Actually. Nah, we don't need it.
The kiss of death.
39 and 40. 39 and 40. Found it. Love Sabaton, seen them live twice. I'm sure live they're awesome.
I'm sorry about that. You thought it through. I don't have to think about it. How dare those who believe? What about you? When I'm older, do I do anything? I want to keep it that way. Now it's your turn. Could got your time. 4. And the bar is the lay counters. The only riff that no one knows.
Currently trying to figure out how to chaosify Contemptor Dread. Spikes. How to make anything chaosy. Get some spikes on there. Are Chainsword battery powered or Promethean powered? I don't know, man. They have an engine, so I'm assuming Promethean. And I think it's the Kane book we're reading right now for book club. I think he literally says in like one of the first chapters, like the Imperium runs on Promethean. We could like suffer 10 catastrophic losses, but as long as we had Prometheum, we'd be fine. But if we lost Prometheum, we're fucked. I'm probably gonna finish that book today. Maybe. I don't know. We have plans to watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine later. We're on season 6? I don't know. A war has started. I'm excited. Caves of Ice? Yeah. Second Caiaphas Kane book.
Piping hot, popping like popcorn. It's all my
A war, he says. Yeah, we read For the Emperor last month, and this month we're reading Kyver's Kane Caves of Ice. It's aight. I think I like the first book more. I think this book is way more predictable. Whereas the other one, I was like, I had a sneaking suspicion of what was going on. But this book, I'm just kind of like subconsciously going like, yep, and then this is going to happen. And then that thing happens, and I go, oh, well. We'll have to attach a Greeble to this guy. Whoops. Chainswords run on the hamster wheel inside of it. It's one of the few pretty straightforward books. Yeah, and I think I don't know. I don't dislike it, but I don't think I like it as much as book one. You know what I mean? It's one of those where it's like, you're not a bad book. I think it's such a step down. Now, I remember people telling me, friends of mine, who basically like messaged me after the book club of the first Caiaphas Cain book going like, listen, whatever you feel about book 2, please, please, please continue to book 3. I said, okay. And I guess maybe they knew that like I might not fuck with this one as much. I don't know. That's the Corn Zerker's done. Which means we just have the rubrics and the legionaries left for their bodies. Are you planning on reading Gaunt's Ghost? At some point, yeah. Carrie wants to read them, so I'm just basically gonna I want to get through book 3 of Caiaphas Cain, but I also might change the book club to be bi-weekly rather than monthly. I don't know. We'll see. Lords of Silence? Maybe. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of Warhammer books. Let's be so fucking real. There's a lot of Warhammer books, but there's not that many that are like... What's the word I'm looking for? There's not that many that people agree on or just like, oh, this is a banger. Lords of Silence is one of them that is like, this is a banger. My one hesitation with Gaunt's Ghost is that it's so fucking long. It's so fucking long. Now, so is Godric and Felix, and I don't know how many books are in the Caiaphas Cain series, so... I think there is a part of me that's also somewhat hesitant because... I don't know. I feel like, deep down, I like the Guard. I like the Imperial Guard, but frankly, like, I'm just kind of like... I get it, you know? Like, I understand. I understand the point. I get it. The humanity number one. Woo woo woo. I get it. I understand. Kane's books are children's stories compared to what goes on in Gaunt's Ghost. I understand that, but I'm saying what I'm trying to get to the point of is I think nothing is ever going to change my mind is how much of a Guard fan am I? If I had to put it on a number scale, like a solid 4. 4 out of 10. Like, it's just not really a thing that speaks to me. Chad, do we want to assemble the Legionaries or do we want to assemble the Rubrics? Rubrics. Let's see. Legion. These are all Legion. Death Guard. Rubric. It's far over there. Regiment and Gaunt's Ghost is kind of outsiders in the Guard. You get an interesting look at the Guard from within, but also kind of separated. Like, I get it. This is ultimately what I'm trying to say, is that with everything the Guard is, I get it. I understand. I just don't really care, like, if that makes any sense. I'm sure they're great books. I am 100% certain that they are great books. Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna make these into groups. $44, $45, $43. 43, 44, 45. 43. 44. Hope all is well in Numbskullsville. Yeah, things are pretty good. We're chilling. We're chilling. $46, $47, $48. Okay, let's assemble these first. Piergar's the little guy you wish they win even though they'll die in seconds. But, like, I don't know. I was always the person who, when I get into a sci-fi thing, I don't give a fuck about the humans. I don't care. It's like playing a human in a fantasy game. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? If I'm getting into a fantastical world, why would I give a single fuck about the regular-ass people? I'm a regular-ass people. When I played Mass Effect, I didn't give a shit! I was walking around going like, what the fuck do Turians eat? I may be biased. They were the first ever 40K books I read. My dad, who runs a Warhammer shop, gave them to me. I mean, that's very sweet. I think what would happen when we read... What's going to happen when I read Gaunt's Ghosts and we talk about it on book club? It's going to be very similar to what I talked about with Caiaphas Cain, where I was like, you know what? I was very shocked that I cared about this part of the Guard. But if it's anything like what Caves of Ice is, where the Guard is just kind of there, you know why I like the Valhallans? Because they're fucking weird. I don't really care about the internal Guard politics or anything of that nature, really. I care about characters. And I'm sure that's going to be the main draw for me. But I don't think I'm going to, like, come out of that book and go... You know what? I think Guard is awesome. I'm collecting an army. I've completely changed my mind. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to be like, yeah, Guard are fine. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, these kits are old, man. There are no good guys in 40K, but the Imperial Guard is as close as we get. At least the rank and file, not high command. I don't even really agree with that. They're soldiers fighting to maintain the status quo of the Imperium, which is objectively like one of the worst. I mean, what's the text? One of the worst regimes imaginable. Wait till you start gluing the guns to the hands. No, man, no. Oh, but I'm wrong because I like monopose. What the fuck is this, man? Okay, sure. Alright, there he goes. Fascist guard still fascist? Yeah, 100%. But like... I'm not gonna fucking start morality judging people based on the fucking army or whatever that they like the most or the stories that they enjoy following the most, because then it's just gonna fucking get us nowhere. We're talking about 40k, like getting into morality competitions between the people in 40k is a waste of time. Everybody sucks. I understand what you're saying, Chatter, of like, yeah, the rank and file troops are just like trying to survive, but they're also, I need to be so real with you. We're gonna generalize some of the guard here for a second. Most guard, okay, there's a Xenos baby in a crib. It was abandoned. Now, would you say a guardsman would even hesitate to put a fucking bullet in that baby? Because personally, they're not going to hesitate. They're going to be like, oh yeah, of course, this is what you do. That is grimdark. And that perfectly fits within the setting that we've created. But I would not argue that any faction... Well, I would argue most factions are not any worse or any better than the other in terms of evil or morality or whatever. And then you get to the Drukhari who are and Chaos who are like, yeah, I'm just doing this shit for fun. And it's like, you know what? I kind of respect that. That's the brainwashing propaganda of the Imperium for you? Yeah, 100%. This sort of goes back to a conversation I was having with a friend of mine, where, like, the morality of the people in 40k, be they Space Marine, be they Guardsmen, be they whatever, is kind of incomprehensible to us. To a certain degree. Because we don't live in that world. Taking this to a different direction, it's like assuming that, I don't know, Black Templars or like any faction in 40k would like hate queer people, and it's like, why? Why? That doesn't make any sense. My favorite faction has the exact same ideals that I do. No, the fuck they don't, bro. They're not real. Do you remember that that Tithes short that came out like There was that one Tithes thing that came out where the orcs, it was called Bullets. And it was the whole Administratum is transporting a bunch of ammunition to the guardsmen. I don't give a fuck about that plot. I give a fuck because I think it's really fascinating. The Commissar, his whole arc in like this short animation is he's like, I've killed 50 people, but I won't kill any more. And it's supposed to be like this, like, wow, that's really powerful. And I'm like, okay, but you still killed those other 50 people. Like, I don't care if you felt fucking sad about it. Like, I don't give a shit. One of my most hated character tropes is people who do bad things, but then they think it's okay later because they feel kind of bad about it. I fucking hate that. This is mainly the reason why I fucking hate Perturabo. In the way that he is written by a lot of authors. I think Perturabo, when he's not the focus of the story, is really interesting and fascinating. But the second you get into his head and he's like, oh, woe is me. I'm so sad. Oh, nobody ever appreciates what I do. Oh, I'm just such a whittle baby. And then he does some heinous fucking awful shit and goes, ugh! Nobody ever appreciates me. Wah, wah, wah. I hate it. Three torsos created. Also, talking about that Commissar, it's really convenient that you're like, I'm not gonna shoot. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not taking another life. I'm done with this. Brother, we're all gonna die. Like, it's really cool for you to grow like a moral backbone the second that it's like, well, not getting out of this one, are we? This is a bad time to bring my Iron Warriors Horse Heresy Army. No, Iron Warriors are fucking sick. They're fucking cool. I just think Perturabo fucking sucks. And it's interesting how much he sucks. Let me be fucking clear. I like having a flawed character, but I frankly just find the whole woe is me bullshit fucking annoying. $53. 53? 53. Where's 53? There it is. I'm not waiting for Santa Claus. I already have the gift, just can't open in the box. I know all about it. No one can solve it. Unless I decide to do something. For curiosity, Ava, what would your perfect redemption arc play out then? In regards to whom? Perturabo? Because I like the direction that they've shown him in 40K, and I hope they keep that, where he's just mellowed the fuck out. I can't take the whining, bro. You're a grown-ass man. You're more than a man. You're like a demigod, but still you just fucking whine, whine, whine. Wah, wah, wah. I don't want to fucking hear it. Oh no, my sister's criticizing me. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I'm such a monster. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Little baby. Grown-ass demi-child. Yes! You are a grown-ass Primarch. Fucking get over it. Holy fuck. Shut up and get a therapist. I'm sure Chaos has a few. That's a funny concept, a fucking Chaos therapist. It's just like a hunk of flesh with like an insane amount of tentacles.
So, continuing where we left off last time.
I never liked my dad.
Yes, we've covered that many times. We keep coming back to your father, and why do you think that is?
Because he is the anathema?
No.
Legendarily, we don't. But it'd be so funny. Little demon. Little notepad.
Did you ever feel any sort of familial ties to Anathema?
No, I didn't. I always felt that he was using me. That he never appreciated me.
Patrabo, calm down. Remember your steps, take your deep breaths.
You're right.
Have you ever considered that possibly you were his strongest soldier, and that is the reason that he sent you on these perilous journeys and crusades?
What?
It's a logical conclusion.
It's probably a Zinj demon, yeah. Little Nurgling with a notepad. You know, my sister said something to that effect a long time ago.
She did she?
Yes. And in my rage, I killed her.
Based.
Didn't they have an Ultramarine book recently where they stuck Kato Sakaris in a room with a therapist? I don't know about that, but you know what I do know about is that chaplains are essentially therapists.
So tell me about your day.
Leandros, I don't want to talk about it.
It's alright. This is a safe space. Remember, unless you tell me something that is highly heretical, I won't be able to tell anyone about it. We have a brother-brother confidentiality, don't you understand?
You're right.
Good. Now, tell me about your day.
Well, we were on a mission. We were fighting the arch enemy. The Tyranids were there.
Yes, I remember. I saw the briefing.
And, well, it concerns another brother.
Another brother?
Yes. Ancient Valtus.
What about him?
Well, we were nearing the objective. And he struck down a Helldrake with a mighty blow. And then, well, he...
What is it, brother? Remember, safe space.
I've never seen a dreadnought move that fast, Chaplain.
What?
Look at this video.
By the Emperor. I will let the tech priest know of this.
Thank you, Chaplain.
Do you feel upset by what you had seen?
No, I am greatly concerned.
That is natural. Are you suspicious?
A little bit.
Good. Let that flow through you. Suspicion is a good thing, brother. Yes, excellent.
Now, go off and be a spy for your new captain for me. What? What? Sorry. Anyway, we'll continue this next week. The Dreadnought drifts now? Valdez has done it twice. He did it twice, Chaplain. What do you mean you've been putting recaf into the Dreadnought's fuel port? We thought it would be funny. Setting aside the objective humor of the situation, did you ever think of the ramifications of putting recaf into a Dreadnought's fuel port? No. Don't do it again. And if I catch you doing it, there will be consequences. Okay. I mean, yes, Chaplain.
Welcome to the Yanfana world. What's my endgame? There came a zero. Send here, there is a sun and save you where? No peace either. Where there is no beginning and no end. Real life be like that. And yet the words that won't go west to rule my head.
Okay, we have 5 rubrics made, 5 to go. Well, not even 5 made, but you understand. What's the next step for this? Okay, it's just the torsos and stuff. What glue are you using? Tamiya extra thin cement. It's the only plastic glue that I really use. I like it. I did buy at one point when I was starting out. Excuse me. When I was starting out, I bought the Citadel plastic glue, and that shit literally, I went home. I opened it, tried to use it, I squeezed, nothing happened. Looked up every solution online, tried them, nothing happened. I just bought a bad pot. Looks like it works better than mine. Depends how old it is, I think, because this is a pretty new bottle. Like, glue does go bad after a while, you know? I've been using Army Painter glue. Great paints, can't recommend the glue, though. Yeah. I would just recommend Tamiya. There's some people who only use super glue, though. They don't use plastic glue. Ah, you get 2 for the sprue goo. I have sprue goo. I don't use it that often, though. I'll use it if I need to do like a kit bash and the parts don't fit together and I don't want to use green stuff. They need to make Volta's duel a Hellbrute the next patch. He's already killed 2 Helldrakes with a rock. I can't take the Helldrake slander anymore. I'm not sure how much more I can take. My 40k introductory set has just arrived. It's only slightly damaged. Good. I found them. He did kill a Helbert in his introduction. You are right, Chad. I can't take the Heldrake slander anymore. Wait, no, actually, this is perfect, and I'll tell you why. Because now people are going to be underestimating Heldrakes, so that when I put one on the tabletop, they're going to be like, ha ha ha, look at this weak piece of shit. And then watch what happens. We should only have 3 left. 1, 2, 3. Yep. If you get a Heldrake, use Bale Flamer. I'm gonna probably buy that 3D print of the, what is it? It's like the Heldrake, but it's not on a plastic stand. It's on like the fire. Because I think that looks sick. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, it almost got hooked. 58, 59, 60. One. 66, 67, 68. $69, $70, $71. Okay. Set that aside. As a World Eaters player, Heldrakes are terrible. To use or to fight against? It's so sad Voltus died of Ligma. Yeah, and then they put him in the Forever box. To use? Yeah. Anything that flies in 10th edition right now is fucking doo-doo dog ass, just because flying rules are not good. I very much prefer how AOS does it. hey, if you're flying, you can be targeted by anything. You don't get cover, but also you can just fly over any terrain. Because you're fucking flying. Not this like, oh, you have to go over here and then you go up and then you go over and then go down. Fuck off. Oh, we were talking about that before we got started today. The NVIDIA thing. It's a bad day to be an NVIDIA, not employee, because, you know, well, if you're high up at NVIDIA right now, you're having a bad day. I'm referring to what Vivi was talking about. The DLSS shit. It's so fucking stupid. We're unveiling this new technology to make this video game with a dedicated art style look like absolute dog shit. Now selling for the low price of $10 million. Please buy our product. Please buy our product. Please buy our product. Please. Please, we've spent so much money. No, you actually don't understand how much money we've sold. Please. Please. Please, we will be in so much fucking trouble if you don't buy our product. Please. Please. Sorry, I just had that, you know that thing sometimes where like suddenly your nose is in like a lot of pain and you just need to sneeze? Thank you, Chad. This is what Mario will look like in 2014. Watch it, M. That up there, that's King Koopa's castle. Mamma mia. There's no time for jokes, M. You need to get up there and get his ass down. Careful, though. I hear he's got guards stationed all over the place. Oh yeah, the AI stuff is just a thing. It's lasted a lot longer than shit like NFTs did. And it's just because a lot of corporations are actually backing this one. But yeah, it's a trend. It's gonna die out. But how else will I jack off to my hyper-specific fetishes? You'll commission art like the rest of us. AI does have good uses. Yeah, but we're talking generally. For the general populace, it is useless. For the way corporations are using it, it is useless. I need people to really start laser focusing on shit like, oh yeah, we can like find cancer way before it's actually active. That's cool. That's great. We love that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this shit that like companies are pushing. The plagiarism machine. I use it in the medical field? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There are uses, but what we're talking about is generative AI, which is the generalization of what people mean when they do say AI. I'm not talking about how it's used in the medical field. Because frankly, I don't know. But I know it is, and I know it's had wild successes. In which case, great. Amazing. Keep that up. But this whole shit of like... let's make a video of the President of the United States shitting on a city. Insane. As a trend, it will go away. We've seen that happen with many things. As an actual useful thing, it will continue to actually live on. The people who are like hard advocating for it aren't the people who are like, no, this is like really good for the medical field. The people who are going like hella hard into the whole AI shit are the people who are like, but I need to generate the exact porn that I need, and also I hate artists. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Torso time. Okay. The backs are all... Well, no, they're not. I was about to say the backs are all the same. No, the fuck they're not. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Please don't have mold lines. I will freak the fuck out if the torsos have mold lines. go. Zach, I don't like whenever you laugh in chat whenever we're messing with Rubric Marines because I know you have some and I know you've assembled them and it scares me when I see you going like lol 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 lol. Like it scares me a lot. It's the same vibe of like the post that's like, does he know? Do they know? Okay. One pile. One other pile for trimming. Mold line? No, thank God. Just gotta trim the little things. And then it's fine, right? And then we're good. And then we don't have to worry about it. Ever. Ever. Okay.
Wisdom, patience, empathy, kindness, serenity, clarity. Break out, turn the key to world untold. Life is the maze where the wind blows. Blah, 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 blah. Sick and tired, no road and no big deal. I'm just coffee notes in the symphony.
Chat, I'm so excited for the Mark IIs to get here today. And then tomorrow morning we'll probably paint Thousand Suns just to have something in the background for the upcoming video. And I expect that to go really fast, actually. So what we'll probably do is we'll paint that one and then maybe a Blood Angel, depending. We'll have to assemble them though, but I might do that tonight. And that'll be fine. We'll see how it goes. I expect to like painting the Mark IIs a lot. I expect to really enjoy it. I would be shocked if we got done painting a Mark II Marine and I go, actually, I hated every single moment of that. I don't think that'll happen. Alright. Time to sort into pile. Cable. First off, let's flip them all over. Flip them all over. Flip them all over. Okay. Cable. 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 Rest of these do not have cables. Wait, what? Oh. How are you, Ava? I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. Good morning. It's about to be 11. Once we're finished with these torsos, we'll have... Well, no, that's not true. We'll have finished the rubrics. But I was about to say we would have fully assembled the army. At least the infantry. But that's not the case, because we still have legionaries to build. Don't know if we will today, though. Don't know if we will today. I'm kind of running out of steam already. I'm trying to just, like, chill, you know? It's almost 5 p.m. here. Jesus. Also, I just got a message, and it involves the Magnus video and the sponsor for it. And I'm gonna have to make some adjustments, which is fine. That's fine. It's normal. It's part of the process. I just hope they're not, like, crazy. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so they mainly want these to go straight on. Yeah, they're slightly smaller. Their waists are kind of snatched. You see that? That's crazy. Yeah, the way we approach these guys is going to be a little different than the normal. Rubric Marines setting unachievable body standards for people in power armor. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Okay. So if my base calculations are correct, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 legionaries to build. Maybe not today. Maybe not today. We did 5 berserkers, 10 or 9 rubrics, I should say. The real fun of this chat is going to be when we start assembling all of the weapons and start interchanging a bunch of things like the heads and the arms and the whatnot. That's going to be fun. That part will be very fun. Yes. Yes, of course. Yes. Yes. Only building today, Ava? Yeah. It's been a minute since we did any building. Been a minute since we did any building. I wanted to get some of it done because there's a lot of legionaries on the desk. Let's be totally real. There is a lot of legionaries on the desk. In fact, I might even get a box just to put all the legionaries in. There's a lot. There's a lot on the desk. So currently we have a full squad of Nemesis Claw, 10 Berserkers, 10 Rubrics, 14 Plague Marines. Havocs that have been converted to Legionaries. So I just put them on the smaller bases. They overhang a little bit, but it's honestly not that much of a problem. So we already have like some of the special weapons like a las cannon, auto cannon. So we have some of those already. So we just kind of go ham with whatever we want for the loadouts. I did make another, where is he? The heavy weapon. Where is he? There he is. Way over here. Why do it to your Havocs? I don't really like Havocs. I don't like their data sheet. Me no like. I'd rather take a tank. I'd rather take a tank. My mind goblins are chewing my brain. Is it just because the Havocs? Yes. Meh. They fit enough. But, you know. Let's take their bases off at once. No. If you inspired me to paint Terminator last night, I saw you did a good job. What's the difference between Rubric Blue and Alpha Legion Blue? Alpha Legion has more green in it. Alpha Legion is more metallic, yes. This is correct.
Numbers can share with many others. I thought it was atrocity. I thought it was only sometimes I thought it was special. But it's just a number like everyone else. It's just way to be called one day. I should accept the fact that I'm tragic, lonely, and special at the same time. You know I'm thinking. Too bad pleasure. To the big one, it's all up to you. I'm here, speck on my vignette. Is an end, it's a passable part. Paying down for myself. Despite everything else, it's undeniably me. Paying down for myself. If I want to feel it now, I will begin again, again. I need truth, don't need no one alive. So I know that there's no disguise. Even if I can win, I will never lose. Reality side by side. Two lies and two truths. That's what the will right now.
One minute. I know one thing we can build before we wrap up today. I wanted... Let me check my spreadsheet. I want a flamer for a Slaneshi. But A, I need to find a flamer. Found it. Now I need to find the arms.
Moving onward, I face the open book with my blade.
30, 31. Oh. Found part 30. Now part 31 is where? There. Okay. Okay, we'll see how well these fit first. And we'll go from there. My Terminator is the second edition Terminator. I love them so much you don't even need glue to build these guys. They're very cute. Now this one is going to be a problem. What kind of hole does a flamer have? Is it just a normal hole? This is why you make the first little hole with your knife. And give something for your drill to guide into. That's the wrong button. This is not a good Christian stream. I don't know. Just finished my first two minis, 2 Termagants. I'm gonna do the others in my lunch break. Also, God, the paints in the starter kit. Thank God the paints in the starter kit arrived intact. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Where is my blue? The surgery is good. We just gotta make sure that it all stays there. Now you are gonna be a problem. I came across some stuff about audiobooks that really pissed me off. I wanted to have some fun scrolling through the arguments, so I typed in, "Are audiobooks books?" or something like that. But the results I got was a bunch of stuff that said listening to audiobooks is actually reading. Now that's prime rage bait IMO. I mean, I think it's essentially the same thing. Like, you're still experiencing a story. Now, does that mean that every single story is, like, equivalent? No, because, like, I think of things like Terry Pratchett's Discworld. And there are a bunch of bits in those books that if you listen to it rather than read, it doesn't make any sense. I think if you're only... If you're most comfortable experiencing audiobooks rather than paperback or hardback or whatever, that's fine. Joe, what are you thinking about the head? We thinking this for the flamer guy? Or What's a word bearer helm look like? Looks like a regular Chaos Space Marine helmet. There's also this guy. I mainly listen to audiobooks because they let me at work. Yeah. Good morning, my love. Listening is not reading. Listening is awesome, though. No problem with it. Well, clearly you do have a problem with it if you're bringing it up like this. I am most likely dyslexic. I'm not diagnosed, but Carrie is dyslexic. Would you say if I listened to an audiobook of a Horus Heresy novel and you read it, did we experience the same story? Yeah, same story, so then what's the problem? I don't know why we're being elitist about books. Like... If I paint this many with synthetic brushes and not sable brushes, is that any different from painting? No, I just use something different. If I use plastic glue instead of super glue, is that any different? No. If it achieves the same thing, then what does it matter? I'm not being elitist about books, I'm being elitist about the word reading. Okay. Okay. I have read Caiaphas Cain for the Emperor. I listened to it via audiobook. But I say to people, I read that book. Does that upset you? Why? We're probably gonna have to use screw goo. Oof. Oh, Christ. Woo! It's fine. Everything's fine. Hello, Sean. Welcome. Conversationally, no. So, like, what's the problem? Thank you for streaming this morning. I'm on the messaging queue right now, so I only have white noises with my PC in my home office, so thank you for streaming this morning. No problemo. I like streaming in the mornings. This one is not going to go nearly as long. Like, we're about to wrap up. I just want to finish building this guy. Got a snake wrapped around my ankles. Hell yeah. Side note, entirely disconnected from the merit of audiobooks, but they're also good fun if you want to read a book again and get a very different experience. Yes. I prefer reading Terry Pratchett's work rather than hearing it. I think I would have liked the book Brutal Cunnin' a lot more had I read it than listened to it. That goes with most orc books. It's all just preference. But, like, I wouldn't say it's any more or less valid to read or listen or whatever. My 3D printer and paint racks have arrived both at once. Now I am overwhelmed. One thing at a time. Just take it one thing at a time. But what if a Slaneshi became a rubric simply for the snatched waist? I tried to read Name of the Wind with my eyes 3 times and couldn't get through the first chapter. Grabbed an audiobook and finished it in a week. Oh yeah. You got me thinking about Name of the Wind again, and I'm starting to get pissed off. I'm starting to get pissed again. Trying to decide what head I want for this. I'm kind of leaning toward this guy. Third book will come out eventually, maybe another dimension. Yeah. Third book of Name of the Wind will come out. It'll be called The Man Who Shits Loud. Let's have 80 chapters of Kvothe describing how wet his farts are. That'll be really good. And also, intersplice that with Kvothe talking about how fucking awesome he is at having sex. We need more of that. That's what the audience really wants. Don't forget, we need to know exactly how many of each coin he has at all times. Dude, you're getting me thinking about it, and I'm thinking like, man, I really fuck with the first book. I really like book 1. And book 2, I like the first half a lot when he's still in school. The second he leaves school, oh my god, I get so pissed. I hate when Kvothe leaves the magic school. Oh my god. Let's go do this other thing over here for a bit, I guess. What the fuck was it? Like the court had like a thing where you would give them like a specific coin or something. God, and there was all these new politics about that, and it ultimately amounted to just like, and then I ran away. Like, God. It was based on the Anglo-Saxon court rituals. Oh my god, it was. Finally caught a stream again. Can't wait to teach my girlfriend vid. Yeah, that should be coming out soon. I just got a message from our sponsorship managers, and I gotta change some stuff about the sponsorship segment, which is fine. But it's just one of those things where it's like, ah, fuck, I gotta get to work. You know what I mean? Did you guys hear that George will write more dunk and egg? He means it this time, guys. He really means it. Peepaw means it this time. It's okay. Man, I love Donna. I mean Deandra. I mean Darla. I mean Deanna. I mean Dorothy or something. God. Carrie, is this why you told me to read Name of the Wind? So you would have someone else to just like go like, man, I fucking hate Kvothe. Because I get it. I really do get it. Maybe we go speaker mouth. Don't you poke your fingers at me, Carrie. You just wanted somebody so you could be like, man, fucking Kvothe, right? And you wanted me to go like, I know. God, I love that first book. Name of the Wind is awesome. I love Name of the Wind. That is a great book. I fucking hate The Wise Man's Fear, and it's because half that book is great and the other half is fucking meandering bullshit that doesn't matter. Hey guys, hey, I'm back. I totally had sex with this fae goddess of sex. I'm totally not bullshitting anything in this story. Woo! Ah, the smell of strawberry. Ah, the taste of plum. Shut the fuck up. God, I fucking hate it. Here's this guy with the flamer. I decided to go Slaneshi with the flamer because that seems more like a terror weapon. You know what I'm talking about? So maybe they use the vent in the mouth to go like, oh, breathe deep. You know what I mean? It's very cool though. I like it. Focus on the mini, not my goddamn hand. There we go. There he goes. Off to burn people. Godspeed. He's kind of a massive shit, and you know everyone in his adventuring party just wish he would shut up at all times. Okay, you want to know how Patrick Rothfuss can get me back on board? Here's how he could get me back on board. The actual climax of Quote's story on day 3, right, when he's wrapping it all up, I want Chronicler to rip out secondary sources where he goes line by line going, okay, your whole story is bullshit. And just go down the list. That would be sick. That would be awesome. But I'm really afraid he's going in the direction of, like, actually, Kvothe is the coolest guy ever. Kvothe is my OC, do not steal. I'll get so mad if you steal. God. There's not a single Light Order Slaneshi that would make me afraid as Typhus. I beg you to look up other Space Marine successor chapters. No, 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 I don't. I don't beg you to do that, actually. Hold on. I want you to stay where you're at with the Carcharodons. Because I had the thing where I was like, dude, the Carcharodons are so cool. But the more I learned about other successor chapters, the more I was like, oh, the Carcharodons are just the same exact shit, but also shark-themed. That's it. What do Carcharodons have? Aura. That's it. They have the vibe of look shark. That's... I like the Carcharodons, I really do. But the whole thing of like, and they don't speak when they fight. That sounds really cool when you don't know about any other successor chapter that does also do that. And that fucking sucks. Is he still an OC when you create the same? Maybe he's just not good at writing his main characters. Kvothe has a problem very similar to Perturabo and many other characters that I dislike, which is this character is really interesting on paper, but the moment you get their internal monologue, oh my god, I want to fucking die. The moment you get into their, like, what are they actually thinking of at all times, it's like, oh, you've ruined it. It's like... Did you ever know somebody in, like, high school or middle school who was, like, kind of mysterious and that like, sort of allured you? You were like, oh, you're kind of, like, what do you got going on? And then you learned about who they are, and you go, oh. It's like that. The rich lady, Lackless, and wise man's fear that his liege lord sponsor is trying to woo claimed her sister was kidnapping by the enemy of Rue. She insulted the enemy to Rue, and Kvothe insulted her, so his sponsor gave him a wooden ring and kicked him out. The new Space Marine chapter is Space Chickens. That's fine. I just enjoy them because Shark Boys. That's, honestly, you are a pure soul. You are a pure soul. Do you guys not remember this? I remember he got kicked out for that reason, but truth be told, brother, it's been a minute since I've read that book, and I've read other books in the meantime. I think by the point that Kvothe was getting kicked out of the court, I was so fucking bored with what was going on that I just wasn't really paying attention, to be honest with you. To be honest, I'm shocked I remember this much. I'm shocked too. Did you read it once or twice, Gappy? I definitely remember books way more if you read them multiple times, which is like a silly thing to say because it's so obvious, but it is true. Once on the Kindle. I've read the entire Dark Tower between then and now. God. I'd be kind of down with the idea of him getting the Chandrian, and he's like, you totally killed them, and they like burst into the inn. Turns out he ran from them or something. I just want every single part of Kvothe's story to be entirely bullshit. I want it to be like complete, like... God. Reading seems to be put on a pedestal by people arguing listening is reading, and if it is a standard to reach, as if listening is less valuable and must reach the standard of reading to be accepted. Nah, just experience the book however the hell you want to experience it. It's not that big a deal. Like, listen, read, who gives a shit? Like, I really have no motivation to go back to that series unless a new book comes out. Yeah, I know about the side stories, like the one that's the girl in the sewers. Like, the only thing I would say is like entirely different is just if like the author puts in visual bits inside the novel itself. Mike Brooks is an excellent example. Mike Brooks, in the recent Alpha Legion book, there's a passage that I saw where the paragraph is here, right? Oh, I should zoom out a bit. The paragraph is here, right? And it's describing a battle that's about to happen. And it's like going, and the sentence is going, and it cuts off, and there's a blood splatter at the bottom of the page. That's fucking awesome. That's sick. And you can only really get that if you're reading the book as it's in your hands. Or online or whatever. And in audio format, you miss out on that. Kvothe's Apprentice has a novella too. I really don't give a fuck about Bast. I did at one point, and now I really don't. And I don't know why. I think it's because he was mean to Chronicler. He was mean to my goat. In Twilight, you get 3 empty months. 3 empty pages listing months to show depression. That's cool. My tolerance of Fae bullshit has really gotten low. Bast is... I liked Bast a lot. And then, like, I can't remember what exactly what. No, it was his secret fucking meeting where I was like, what? Huh? It was that where I was like, I don't really care what you're doing anymore. It's clear Patrick Rothfuss is trying to build up to something really big, and obviously, like, there's a lot of build up, especially in book 2. And I think it's very normal for him to get a little anxious about, well, what if it ends bad? Betrayer's Collector's Edition had something similar when Karn got the nails. There were 3 pages of red. That's awesome. See, I like when that happens. That's cool. Yeah, he's put in plot threads of, like, here's the Chandrian, here's how did Kvothe get here, and yada yada yada. And, like, I don't know, I remember I got to the last line of the Wise Man's Fear. I remember you, Gappy, specifically, you were like, how did you feel about that reveal? And I said, what reveal? I already assumed that by, like, the start of book 1. It wasn't, like, impactful at all. I was just like, yeah. I'd rather have a shit ending than no ending. I kind of agree with that. At least the shit ending, I can be like, yeah, that was shit, and then move on. The audiobook version of some light novels I've read would be vastly superior to the written form because they just stop telling you who's saying what line, and it gets very confusing. That comes down to the narrator. Now, as somebody who does voice work, not often, but I do voice work, it is hard to not only do character voices for an entire novel, but also keep them consistent, which is why you usually have directors. But the way a lot of audiobooks are actually recorded are not with a director. The ones for Games Workshop are, I believe, because they really put a lot of effort into those audiobooks. Full cast audiobooks are a whole other beast, and it can be amazing. Yeah. I mean, Kaiva's Kane has not a full cast, but every time there's a different excerpt from a different person writing, they change the voice, and it's really cool. The narration in Lion Son of the Forest was excellent. I bet it was. I've read passages from Lion Son of the Forest, and I was like, dude, if I was listening to this, it would be awesome. Well, chat, today we got done... That's not a rubric. We got done all the rubrics and the rest of the berserkers, and all we have left is like 8 legionaries. That's all we have left. And then we have all of our infantry, at least their torsos assembled. Then we gotta start putting special weapons and stuff on them. You know what I need? I need a box. I need a box to either put... Yeah, I just need a box. Lion Son of the Forest read by Urianger is amazing. Mm-hmm. Infinite Divine still the gold standard for narration. Richard Reed, my goat. My goat, my guy. I would love for him to, like, have a cameo in one of our videos, but also I'm wondering if that would, like, cause any sort of conflict because he does work so closely with Games Workshop. I don't know. I don't want... He could go under, like, a... I don't know. Rothfuss has an overarching theme of unreliable narrators from how the Chandrian are portrayed in different myths, the Enemiaru, Denna, and the Yilish and Kvothe himself. It definitely feels like it was supposed to be structured to discuss forever, but you need more content to do it. Yes, I agree. Just to do the Trazen voice? No, just to, like, show up. I don't know. I know Bricky had an interview with him, I think. Or was... Did they do an interview with Richard Reed, or was it, the writer? I can't... The writer's not at the top of my head. I can't think of it. What the hell? It's just not there. They interviewed Mike Brooks. Mike Brooks is cool as fuck. A good voice actor can lift up a bad/mid book. A reason I love the Salamander Horus Heresy books is because the German voice actor Tom Jacobs, or Jacobs, Jacobs? Jacob? I don't know. Is goated. Dude could read me a tax report and call it peak. Hello, I'm Richard Reed, and you're watching Explaining Warhammer to My Girlfriend. That would be so fucking funny. That would be so fucking funny. That's the intro. No, like, music, no funny bit, just fucking... Hello, I am Richard Reed. Jonathan Keeble, the goat who can only do 3 female voices. I'm sorry, 3? He can do 1. I like Jonathan Keeble a lot, but he can only do 1 lady voice. Let's be fucking real. Goes, oi, Felix. He adds an accent. It's a different accent, but it's the same voice all the time. There's a series I know of but won't spoil where the MC finally taps into real magic. The audiobook slaps an echo filter onto spellcasting words, and it's really effective. I think in text it was a different font, which is cool, but I remember the first time I heard it, I got chills. So cool what you can do with different mediums. Oh, 100%. It's one of the reasons why I really did not like the audiobook for Mort. Discworld's Mort. I did not like the narrator. And I thought reading Mort was way better. Because I read it like years and years and years ago, and I was like, oh, the audiobook. And I listened to it, and I was like, oh, I don't really fuck with this. You get to interview a Warhammer author, but it's Ian Watson. I mean, I would just ask him, like... I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're like a fucking freak, right? Like, I would interview him and just go like, so... how much control did you have? Did they just let you do... like, how has, in your opinion, writing for an IP like Warhammer changed since you had done it to now? Do you even interact with that stuff anymore? You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, you're like a dude who like, want to fuck aliens, right? No. You got to be normal. Stuff I found was also specifically about kids who are still learning to read, and if audiobooks count as reading to them, but you don't learn to read from listening. Sure, but that's why... that's why you try to encourage it when they're young, for them to actually read. I don't know if I would be super comfortable if my kid only experienced audiobooks, because I would want them to read. They did interview Richard Reed 4 years ago. I was wondering if it was the author of The Infinite Divine or Richard Reed. Yeah. I remember listening to that, and the entire time I was like, yep. One of the coolest moments for me in doing our videos was when the Valkia author commented on our video. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely loved how she came in and was just like, I love this video. That was great. That was amazing. Hope Richard Reed does all the Necron books from now on. Yeah. He didn't do the recent one that came out, but that makes sense because it's a lady. It's a lady Necron. No, I really fuck with the Valkyrie video. It's one of my favorites, and I consider it as like my favorite video specifically because the author came by and was like, I love this. This is awesome. You do build your vocabulary from listening with a huge part of learning to read. Yeah. Like, I feel I would encourage my kid, hypothetically, to read. And if they wanted to do an audiobook every once in a while, sure. But at the same time, like, if they prefer one or the other, like, that's whatever. All right. I'm going to sit with them and go, this is a cow. You spell it C-O-W. They go moo, M-O-O. Like, you got to do that shit first. They've hired me to write a tiered book for the Black Library. It's 300 pages of hungry, hungry, hungry food, 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 enemy, eat, eat, enemy. Give me $40,000. Me want orange. Me want, give me, me want, give me want orange. I'm happy we got the Rubric's bodies done and the rest of the Berserkers. All that's left is Legionaries. Getting their loadouts all done, getting their heads all swapped and all that jazz, and then, well, then it's time to paint. As you can tell, chat, from the painting streams compared to the building streams, I am far less excited about building than I am just painting. I am far less excited. Rubrics are not the most exciting to build. I would argue that just nothing is really that exciting to build. If I can customize, sure. Which is why I'm looking forward to actually doing the weapon loadouts. My mom read to me every day because I struggle with reading, but she could see I loved books. If she had just slapped a book in my hands, I literally wouldn't be who I am today. Yeah. Again, it all just really comes down to, like, what do you prefer? What works for you? I think for some people going, like, well, if you listen to an audiobook, you didn't really read. I'm not saying anybody here has said that, but I'm saying I've seen that opinion online. And I think that's a silly thing to say. You didn't experience it the same way I did, so you did it wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing any of this shit. Gappy, they're telling me that there's an audio version of your Tyranid book?
Nim's longest recorded sentence was, "Give orange, me give eat orange, me eat orange, give me eat orange, give me you."
Amazing. Amazing. I'll tell you what, one of the things that's crazy in my case is that I read too much to the point where my mom was like, stop reading. And I'll never forget that because she was like, you need to read more. And I went, oh, okay. So I read more. I went to like the library, checked out like 5 books at a time. I ate books. And at one point I was fucking reading in the living room and she was like, stop reading. I think, thinking back on it, I think I know what she was trying to do. She was trying to be like, oh, you should socialize more. But they didn't come out that way because she went, just stop reading. That cost $90 million to record. Have you ever read The Neverending Story? No. No. I watched the movie. I don't really have a need to read the book. GW let me read a first-person Tyranid book. I'll just screech and gurgle into my mic for 8 hours, and it'll be my magnum opus. Yes. You want, give me want, give, eat orange, give me want, eat meat, give me meat, give me want, eat. Put the books down and go smoke weed, you nerd. Nah, she was like, not, she wasn't into me like doing anything by myself. She was not into that. Spelling is hard. It is. I just recently finished watching Berserk and have now started reading it, and man, Yep. It's rough. It's real fucking rough. How dare you play Close the Distance out of nowhere? I'm in a playlist. I'm in playlist hell. I sent this song to Carrie once and I was like, do you know how much I love you? Also, don't look at the comments. You haven't played that far yet. Meet this silly little unimportant character, Skull Knight. Yep. Did you, Ramlo, did you watch the movies or the show? I'm assuming you watched the show. 97? Yeah. Yeah. Wait till you meet Skull Knight. Carrie and I don't know if you were here for this, Ramlo, but there was a funny instance where Carrie and I were discussing the characters, and we were talking about one specific moment, and I was like, yeah, and then Skull Knight tells Guts this, and Carrie went, who the fuck is Skull Knight? Who the fuck is Skull Knight? Who? Oh, you know, just one of the most important characters. Oh, you know. Yeah, we could cut him. It's fine. Yeah, just cut him. Just cut him. It's fine. Gappy texted me a few minutes ago. He said, it's St. Patrick's Day. Would you like to have a server movie night of Wolfwalkers? I said, we're watching Deep Space Nine tonight. He said, this is an anti-Irish sentiment, but I understand. I do want to watch Wolfwalkers, Gappy. It's just we had plans already made. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My little sis loves audiobooks. She's got dyslexia too. I mean, chat, I cannot say for certain that I have dyslexia, but like it's been common enough where I jumble over my words, or I don't know how to pronounce something that's right in front of me, or, you know, that's happened so often that I'm like, it's probably likely. I don't know. I get what What I guess I'm gonna get a lot more context once I reach the Golden Age arc in the manga. Yeah. Skull Knight's purpose in the story is literally he shows up and goes, "Hello, Guts. Would you like to know the plot?" And Guts goes, "What?" And he tells him the plot. And then that's it. Never forgive them for cutting funny Skeleton Man. But the 97 anime, perfect! It's so good! It is good. It is good. Isn't Skull Knight just also badass? Yeah, but his purpose, like, narratively is for him to show up and Guts goes, "What the fuck is that?" And Skull Knight goes, "It's this thing." You are like a little fish trying to get the moon, struggler. What? Nothing, never mind. I was thinking out loud. Anyway, check out that big tower over there. Wouldn't it be cool if you went over there? Yeah, Skull Knight comes in, does a cool thing, spouts some exposition, and then leaves. I have aphantasia, so reading a book is apparently different for me than most people, but also my memory / imagination. Yep. That's very, yeah. The way you and I read a book is different. The way we all read a book is different. So I think some people, like, you see it a lot on Book Talk, I think, of people getting into, like, elitism when it comes to, like, reading and shit. And it's like, man, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. Lou, what did you send me? What is this?
You don't have any levels of introspection.
Yes, zero. As little as possible.
Why?
Move forward. Go. Yeah, I don't know. I found people who dwell on the past get stuck in the past. It's a real problem, and it's a problem at work, and it's a problem at home.
So I've read obviously 400, and I think now 10 biographies of history space entrepreneurs, and that was one of the most surprising things. Like, what's the most surprising thing that you've learned from this? So like, oh, they have little or zero introspection.
Yeah.
Like Sam Walton didn't wake up thinking about his internal self. He just woke up. He's like, I like building Walmart. I'm going to keep building Walmart. I'm going to make more Walmarts, and just kept doing it over and over again.
And you probably know, if you go back, like, before 100 years ago, it never would have occurred to anybody to be introspective. Like, it's the whole idea of, I mean, just all of the modern conceptions around introspection and therapy and all the things that kind of...
Billionaires are not real people. This is a robot. This is a fucking machine. 400 years ago there was no introspection. Shut the fuck up. What is this? Hold on. I gotta listen to more. This is a billionaire, Mark Andreessen, says he has zero introspection and that the idea itself is a modern invention.
Back, like, before 100 years ago, it never would have occurred to anybody to be introspective. Like, it's the whole idea of, I mean, just all of the modern conceptions around introspection and therapy and all the things that kind of result from that are, you know, kind of manufactured in the 1910s, 1920s.
Say more about that.
Great men of history didn't sit around doing this stuff at any prior point, right? It's all a new construct. It was you know, well, so first Western civilization had to kind of invent the concept of the individual, right, which was like a new concept, you know, several hundred years ago. And
if Bro met Socrates, he would fucking explode.
And then, you know, for a long time, it was, all right, the individual runs, right, and like does all these things and builds things and, you know, builds empires and builds companies and builds technology, does all these things. And then, you know, kind of this kind of guilt-based whammy, you know, kind of showed up from Europe, a lot of it from Vienna, you know, 1910s, 1920s, Freud and all that entire movement, and kind of turned all that inward and basically said, okay, now we need to, like, you know, basically second guess the individual. We need to criticize the individual. The individual needs to self-criticize. Right, the individual needs to feel guilt, needs to look backwards, needs to, you know, dwell on the past. It never resonated with me.
Who the fuck is talking? There's a billionaire named Mark Andreessen. What the fuck? Billionaires are not real people. Billionaires are not real people. That is psychotic to say that. What? Great men of history didn't sit around doing this stuff, motherfucker. Do you know what a philosopher is? The Holy Roman Empire did not die for this. The bourgeoisie are not human. That's true. Are you sure this isn't just coffee-fueled Daffy Duck? This is insane. Introspection didn't occur before 1910 to 1920. That whole movement, he says. What? That's so fucking funny. So his logic is introspection is the enemy of building towards something. Be that a Walmart or like an empire, which is an insane thing to think. What the fuck? Sounds like billionaire manosphere. I mean, they're kind of one and the same thing in a lot of ways. A lot of the manosphere guys are like desperately trying to give off the idea that they are like rich and successful and shit, when actually they're just losers. Sounds like a fun guy to have a beer with. I feel like he would talk for 10 minutes and he wouldn't actually say anything. You know what I mean? If I was introspective, I'd have to feel guilty about the people I've exploited. Yeah. That's such a crazy thing to say. Such a crazy thing to claim. God. Introspection as a word is older than the 1700s. No. It was only a thing in the 1910s, 1920s. Oh. I think he means overthinking, but doesn't know the difference because he didn't actually think about it, what he's thinking. Because that's some newfangled woke movement or something. Yeah. Anything that I just hear about right now is brand new and also woke. Chat, tell me something I don't know. Right now. Oh, the light-bending rich guy. I gotta play Disco Elysium. Playing it on stream would be so fucking fun. Yeah, Pandora, I haven't... I haven't played it. I played like 5 minutes, and I got really anxious because it was a timer. You've never played Disco? Holy shit. Yeah, I'm just naturally this woke. I'm actually the wokest in all the world. The timer is fake. That actually makes me feel a lot better. That's actually awesome. That's a mind goblin, like, deep in my soul. Like some of you watched the Dispatch playthrough, and, like, I did very poorly on some of those days. And it was mostly because there is a timer, and I freak the fuck out whenever a timer shows up. There are more than 7,500 species of apples. Woke. See, back in the day, 400 years ago, there were only two kinds of apples. There were Gala and Red Delicious, and that was it. All these others, what was it? Woke? Like 7,500 genders? See, I can do it too. It's all woke. Oh, man. We're not going to force you to play, but it's the best written game ever made. It has some very interesting things to say about the nature of the wealthy. Oh, 100%. Like, I've never doubted Disco's quality. It's just a matter of when. They call me the Wokler. Seahenge is a place that exists. No, it isn't. You made that up. You made that up. Let me check your brain. Ah, it says here woke on your brain. You have the mind virus. It's over. You see, 400 years ago, there was no Seahenge. It's a new invention. I love to see you and Carrie play Silent Hill 2. That game really does go there. I've played Silent Hill 2, the original, not the new one. And I've talked enough about Silent Hill 2 to Carrie that she knows pretty much the whole thing. We've had many discussions going like, dude, let's throw James into the sun. That motherfucker is not real. Oh. Oh, man. As it turns out, gamers love politics. When they complain, they just want to see different politics. Yep. Ancient Aliens has its roots in a more nefarious concept called Ancient Aryans. What? I gotta watch that Milo Yiannopoulos video on Ancient Aliens. I gotta, because... I gotta watch it. I gotta. The best reaction is seeing people play Disco and go, why is the game making fun of me and calling me a fascist when they make all the fascist decisions? Oh. I just want to get the dialogue that's that I've seen online, which is say one of these fascist or communist things or fuck off. I love Milo. He is a handsome man. He is a handsome man. How could all these non-white people... Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know that concept had a name. Yeah, the idea of like... brown people can't build pyramids. Like, what? Huh? What? Ancient Aliens has always been rooted in, couldn't have been made by these savages. It must have been aliens. It must be aliens. I gotta hear him talk again. Hold on. I gotta hear him talk again. He talks so fucking fast.
You don't have any levels of introspection.
Yes, zero, as little as possible.
Why?
Move forward, go. Yeah, I don't know. I found people who dwell in the past get stuck in the past. It's a real problem, and it's a problem at work and it's a problem at home.
So I've read obviously 400, and I think now 10 biographies of history-based entrepreneurs,
Yep.
and that was one of the most surprising things. Like, what's the most surprising thing that you've learned from this? So like, oh, they have little or zero introspection.
Yep.
Like Sam Walton didn't wake up thinking about his internal self. He just woke up. He's like, I like building Walmart. I'm going to keep building Walmart. I'm going to make more Walmarts, and just kept doing it over and over again.
And you probably know if you go back like, before 100 years ago, it never would have occurred to anybody to be introspective. Like it's the whole
It never would have occurred to anybody to be introspective 400 years ago. That is such a bold claim. To anybody? To anybody. That, oh, wow. I need to show you what he looks like. Egg. He looks as he sounds. Hold on, maybe you should see how he talks, because he's shaking.
and just all of the modern conceptions around introspection and therapy and all the things that kind of result from that are, kind of manufactured in the 1910s, 1920s.
Say more about that.
Great men of history didn't sit around doing this stuff at any prior point, right? It's all a new construct.
He has so many words in his head, and they all need to come out right now.
It was well, so first Western civilization had to kind of invent the concept of the individual, right, which was like a new concept, several hundred years ago, and then for a long time it was all right, the individual runs, right, and like does all these things and builds things and builds empires and builds companies and builds technology, does all these things, and then kind of this kind of guilt-based whammy, kind of showed up from Europe, a lot of it from Vienna in the 1910s, 1920s, Freud and all that entire movement, and kind of turned all that inward and basically said, okay, now we need to basically second guess the individual. We need to criticize the individual. The individual needs to self-criticize. Right. The individual needs to feel guilt.
I love how he didn't get an immediate answer and went right.
To basically second guess the individual. We need to criticize the individual. The individual needs to self-criticize. Right. The individual needs to feel guilt. Needs to look backwards. Needs to dwell on the past. It never resonated with me.
It's the cocaine, deadass. It's the cocaine. Oh, 100%. No, this dude did a bump and immediately came out and was like, I'm fucking ready. I'm ready. Holy. First comment, say you're a psycho without saying you're a psycho. Oh. You know what upsets me more about anything? More than anything about that guy talking is that the dumbest motherfucker is probably going to watch that interview and go, dude, he's making so many good points. Bro, so true, bro. Anyway, we've had some good discussions today. We talked about some books. We talked about literature in general, audiobooks, and so on and so forth. We talked a bit about billionaires and how they are ridiculous. And we got some stuff done. I am quite hungry. It's about noon. It's about time to eat. Billionaires are aliens. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. If I am, cool. If I'm not, whatever. I have some work to do in regards to the Magnus video. But yeah. If we are back tomorrow, we're probably going to be painting something. I don't know what, though. I don't know what. We might paint a Space Marine captain. We might. I do have some minis that I need to finish. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe. Depends on how I'm feeling. But anyway. Thank you all for coming on by. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something today, whether it be from our discussions or maybe you saw me doing fiddle-dee-dee ass shit with my kit bashing. You were like, actually, that's awesome. Either way, I want to thank you for coming on by. If you're watching this VOD, thank you for coming on by. If you want to support us, we've got Patreon and stuff. If you like what we do, keep watching. Share it around. Hope you like it. Magnus, soon TM, sponsor got back to me, so there's only 2 things we got to edit, and then that's it. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. Bye.